What is happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a very special beer coming from Founders. It is their KBS Double Oaked. I've never seen this in distribution before. It's the first time, and we will investigate and we'll walk through this one together, guys. Will this live up to the hype? I don't know. You know, KBS, I feel like, has lost a lot of hype over the years. They've done these different variants, which is fun, but they're definitely hit and miss. I just feel like there's not as much demand for KBS like there once was. They've kind of used this name and given you all these rotational varietals, which is cool, again, but sometimes it just doesn't live up to the hype. So this today, no extra fruits, nothing different. It's just that double oak, guys. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrel. So on the back, 12% ABV. Introducing KBS Double Oaked, our original KBS Stout, brewed with coffee and chocolate, is aged for 1 year in select bourbon barrels, which introduces subtle notes of vanilla, cocoa, and charred oak. After aging is complete, then we finish KBS on fresh oak to amplify the flavors, thus creating KBS Double Oak, truly sophisticated beer tailored for bourbon and beer enthusiasts alike. So, bottled on 9/24/24. It's a month old. It's about a month old. Today is the 30th of October, time of recording. Again, never seen this, so we're gonna hope it's a winner, guys. We're gonna really hope for it. So, standard golden cap, and you have the barrel-aged series on that cap underneath. So get that out of there, and we'll go to the pour. This does have a slight chill on it. It was in the cooler for a little while, but it's not overly cold. Certainly not warm by any means, but not too cold, but enough to put a little chill on her. So very nice head retention. It's dark cola and oil in the glass. Did it look? Nah, she looked pretty decently thin. It's not the thinnest maybe I've ever seen. Sometimes my gripe about these as well is that it's too thin at times, but maybe that'll add to drinkability, like I've always stated. Head retention's very good on this, almost maybe a touch better than I've seen, but that seems very foamy, very decadent, very accumulated in the glass. It looks good. But it's darkness nonetheless. That is a very dark KBS still at the end of the day. But again, charred, dark beige in the top of that beer glass, guys. Let's get an aroma. Wow, that actually smells really good. There is a lot of coffee in there. I'm a coffee lover. Rich espresso notes, French roast coffee, super duper roasty. Wow. Nice milk chocolate underneath too. There's milk chocolate, there's a rich baker's chocolate, there's a little bit of dark chocolate adding to some bitterness and roast. Touch of caramel. Maybe a hint of dark fruits as well. That actually smells really good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was not expecting this burst of not even just the barrel itself, but all this chocolate, all this coffee, all this roast. It's rich and decadent and velvety and desserty while still maintaining that rich roastiness and dryness. Man, there's like this little sweet vanilla thing underneath too, like just an oily vanilla extract. Smells really good, like rich decadence, not artificial. Smells lovely, really. And I don't remember saying that in recent times about KBS. I don't know, guys. Let's get into this one. It's a double oaked for you bourbon lovers. Me too. Let's get into this. Cheers. Oh, that's oak, baby. That's tons of oak. So the sweetness and robust richness that you think you're getting on the nose, that definitely goes away because that oaky, you know, oily woodiness just submerges your palate. It's really rich, but it's all taken away by that barrel. It is charred oak, man. It is woody. It's campfire, kind of tobacco-y and smoky. It's still kind of wet. That barrel comes across, not just that bare woody toothpick. It's got a little bit more substance to it. Again, the subtle vanilla notes piercing through a little bit of woodiness there. This is good. I mean, if you're looking for more chocolate, which I thought was going to be brought to the table today, you still might not like this one because it is barrel heavy. But it's a double oaked. I mean, they stated on the glass here, it is exactly kind of how it should be for what they've brought to the table today. 12% though, guys. Booziness, very minimal. It is very much bourbon oaky char. I mean, it's like you're having a cigar. This would be such a good beer to have with a cigar, man. Again, there is some richness to this beer for sure, but it gets a little bit lost because that barrel comes through very heavily and wins out. It just beats everything out. Again, I will say you're getting that oakiness, you're getting the smoky tobacco-y char, you're getting a touch of dark fruit, maybe a touch of a little bit of licorice fennel thing. So subtle. It's almost hard to detect if there is any. But again, that woody richness, a little bit of oaky bourbon, just kind of saturating the palate, and it's woody and roasty, and it leaves you dry on the back end. If you like bourbons, like, you're probably still gonna like this beer. It's definitely like a bourbon lover's dream. As far as like more of the stout itself, it comes up a little short. Like, if you wanted more of the chocolate that I was getting in the nose and you wanted a little bit more of that coffee, it does get beat out. Again, that barrel wins out definitely with ease. It really wins out. But yeah, when you first dive into this with the nose, it's a lot of coffee. It smells more rich and decadent than it actually is. It smells dessertier than it really is. Again, I think those things are underneath, but that barrel and that oak comes through and it just pierces all those other flavors, and it just wins out again, like I've been saying. I like this beer. It's very woody and roasty and dry. I do wish there was a little bit more coffee, which I did get on the nose. I wish there was a little bit more chocolate. Again, the oakiness comes across, and it's maybe a little too strong. I mean, I know it's double oaked. I get it. I like this beer. I'm not saying I dislike it, but somebody who is expecting those notes to pierce through like they get on the nose, they're probably going to be a little bit disappointed. If that's just my honest feedback to you guys, you might be a little disappointed not getting those other notes. If you like bourbon and wood and oak, this is your beer, guys. This is your frickin' beer. But for me, it's fun. It's different, and it definitely is dry and drinkable. So let's give the positives. It's dry, drinkable, woody. It's the barrel. It's the oak. It's smoked. It's charred. Touch smoky. Touch tobacco-y. If you're looking for those other notes, they come up short. They come up short. Okay, rating. If those other notes came through, this would be a freaking awesome beer, but they just kind of get beat out a little too much by the oak, just a little too much, guys. So I'm gonna put this respectively 3.95 out of 5. I want those other things to come through. I like this beer. I could like it more, definitely. So there's the honest feedback, guys. It's the KBS Double Oaked. Tried to be respectful and honest. That's the rating today. If you're gonna pour a beer, remember, pour Michigan beer.